Hello there. A spell of wet and windy weather still to clear its way across much of Central Europe through the course of Sunday night into Monday. But behind it, high pressure builds and that will quieten things down a little further. Now, the rain and some snow across the Alps will be fairly significant as we go on through Monday. Then that pushes its way steadily east into Russia, parts of Hungary, down into the Balkans as well. Behind it, somewhat drier and brighter conditions and a difference with the feel of the weather. Now, for Turkey, it's largely fine and quiet with some sunshine. You can see the threat of rain coming out of the Balkans down into mainland Greece and also affecting southern Italy. Not looking too bad though across Spain and Portugal. And because of that area of high pressure, the wind direction coming from a southerly, so a little bit milder here. The same too for Paris, France. Now the northerly wind around further east of that, so a real difference in the feel of the weather. We keep that northerly flow. That's going to make it feel pretty windy and quite cool across Eastern Europe. At the west, under the influence of that southwesterly and quite quiet, a good deal of dry weather in the story on Tuesday. Let's take a look at the city forecast, see what to expect then for the remainder of the week. It stays relatively mild, although we could have some chilly nights through London and Paris, and beautiful sunshine on offer as well for Madrid and Rome. Eastern Europe will see the snow easing, but it stays on the chilly side for Moscow. Hello there. A difference with temperatures across North America really is the difference between the type of weather you get at the moment. Bitterly cold air still sitting particularly across northwestern half of Canada, and it's bumping into some warm moist air moving up through the Gulf of Mexico at the moment. Where the two meet, well, that's where we've got a dividing line between rain, maybe some freezing rain, and then more significant snow moving gradually eastwards across the Great Lakes. That is going to bring some heavy snowfall and the potential for some travel disruption. At the same time, we've still got some heavy snow across the Rockies and still some snow showers to come into the northwest, where it has been pretty stormy over the last few days. So some snow showers to come down into Vancouver, also perhaps into parts of Washington State and in Oregon as well. We'll see a few snow showers, more significant snow to come across the Rockies. So this is the story then Monday into Tuesday. The snow easing in Seattle to a few showers and a degree or so milder perhaps through Tuesday. Across that east coast, cold and sunny to start with on Sunday, but the snow is heading in your direction and it looks as though we will continue to see that wet weather. Now, across parts of Tennessee, we could have some tornadic activity as some of that rain is quite heavy, and to the south of that, it's largely fine and cloudy. So it looks as though we could have more significant snow to come into New York from Tuesday onwards and turning cold. Hello there. Let's take a look at what to expect in South America, and the satellite picture is picking up some shower cloud, which I need to point out to you. You can see it quite clearly here, and that may well affect Paraguay, southern Brazil, Uruguay, maybe even northern Argentina. There's going to be a cluster of pretty sharp, thundery downpours, and that'll be some heavy rain in a very short space of time, which could lead to the potential for some localised flooding. Elsewhere, yes, we've got our usual showers across parts of Colombia, Venezuela, into Ecuador as well. Some heavier showers across western areas of Brazil too. Then those sharper showers that I pointed out to you, which we'll need to keep an eye on. Don't forget the brighter colours, the greens, the lighter blues, denoting the heavier of the intensity of the rain. Further south of that, we've got a little bit of fair weather cloud down into the southern tip of Chile, and not as warm as it has been in recent days. Now here's our city forecast. Buenos Aires will see those showers easing, but we could have more heavy persistent rain arriving into Rio de Janeiro a little later on. As for Mexico and Central America, it's a pretty quiet weather story, as you tend to get really at this time of year. Any showers will be fairly fleeting, and generally it's a settled picture with lots of sunshine. Similar story into the Caribbean, those temperatures peaking potentially into the low 30s, and if you do get a shower, they're not expected to last particularly very long. The shower threat in Havana that's been there for the last few days eases toward the end of the week. Hello there. Throughout the weekend, we've been talking about a couple of storm systems that were close to Mauritius and the neighbouring islands, but they have now eased away. That threat reduces. And in actual fact, if we take a look at the satellite picture, you can see the shower clouds starting to develop across Johannesburg. That's where we could see some intense rainfall over the next couple of days. Sharper showers across parts of Mozambique and northern Madagascar as well. But further north, the storm systems that we've seen in Europe that have been affecting the far northeast of Africa, well, that threat eases and it's proving flooding weather story. So let's take a look at the city forecast then for the next 5 days. Cape Town keeps the blue sky and sunshine, but there's always the threat of some showers in Johannesburg for the next few days. Elsewhere, the warmth stays up into the far north with Khartoum, hardly a cloud in the sky, and 33 degrees, and even in northwest Africa as well, we're seeing a good deal of fine, dry weather. Now let's take a look at the Middle East, where it's been a little unsettled, and there's still the risk of a few sharp showers into Iraq, stretching down into Kuwait, also into Saudi and across into Iran. We could see potential for some heavy rain, and in the heaviest of the rain, we could have some lifted dust as well as the winds pick up. Now, it looks as though we could see close to parts of Oman, a strengthening wind as well, but it should stay predominantly dry. This is our city forecast then. For the next few days, there will be some showers around, but predominantly dry as well. Hello there. A quieter spell of weather across South Asia for the next couple of days, particularly in comparison to early on in the weekend, where we had weather warnings through the Himalayas and northeastern states for heavy rain and significant snowfall. That's eased away. A bit more of a breeze down towards the south, and that's producing a little more in the way of fair weather cloud across Sri Lanka and through that Kerala coastline as well. Here we could see a few more showers to come. But further north and west, clear skies, lots of dry weather in the story. Now, into Central Asia, it's been pretty cold, particularly in Kazakhstan. I am pleased to say less cold is perhaps the best description for it, because still in Astana we're seeing temperatures of minus 14 degrees, but they were down to minus 25 a few days ago. A little bit of fair weather cloud, but largely dry. A few snow showers across the higher ground into Afghanistan and Pakistan. Here's that drier weather then back into South Asia across much of India. A few isolated showers to the Maldives, and it looks on Monday as though we could just see a few isolated showers, but nothing particularly significant here. Northeastern states drier, more settled than it has been as well. And in fact, the city forecast shows little in the way of significant change. Always the risk in Sri Lanka of seeing a few showers, particularly through the middle part of the day, but elsewhere dry, settled and sunny. And temperatures in Tashkent look likely to dip a little lower through the middle part of the week to 4 degrees. Hello there. The quieter spell of weather in Australia continues. More details on that in just a moment. But first of all, let's take a look at the satellite picture in Asia, which is picking up the shower cloud across Indonesia. Fairly extensive showers through the middle part of the day. Further north of that, it's still about the colder weather. And in fact, we got the potential for some showers still of snow to the far north of Japan. Cold, but largely fine and dry across the Korean peninsula and into China, although not as cold as it has been. There are some showers really just to the south of Shanghai, and then into Vietnam and Thailand. Well, there's lots of blue sky and sunshine and temperatures above the average for the time of year. But here are those showers that I was talking about on the satellite picture in Indonesia. The city forecast then for the next few days shows those temperatures fluctuating a little in Beijing. It's going to be a chilly week, but it will be a largely dry and sunny one. Now, much better weather conditions, particularly through Queensland, that were devastated by that heavy rain and flooding of late. A drier story with a few isolated showers. Windier conditions into Tasmania, and here the potential for some rain. And it stays unsettled this week into New Zealand. There will be outbreaks of rain at times. You can see a weather front that's starting to show its hand towards the South Island of New Zealand by Monday. So here's our 5-day city forecast. A good deal of dry weather in the story. Not that much in the way of significant rain to come.